Welcome back. This is part 2 of our red flag, green flag episode.
Part dos.
Part dos.
Uno más.
Yes, so our last one was about friendships. A lot of these can be, assigned to either one. However, there are some specifics, some more intense ones when it comes to who you're choosing your person and you're dating, getting married, whatever.
Yep.
And also, I think we have for friendship red flags, you know your own experience, but we don't always talk about that with others, but we are constantly hearing about other people's relationship issues and relationship red flags. So we have a deeper insight, I think, into what our friends go through. We talk about those types of relationships, I think, more than friendships. So I think we have a clearer view, or maybe a longer list of like, ooh, so-and-so went through, someone I know went through this, or I've been through this.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure you at home too, like have a whole, maybe a laundry list on your own. So like that last episode, please reach out to us if you agree, disagree. If you got some to add, please let us know at the SOS Pod on IG.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's start with some red flags for relationship.
I myself have been a walking red flag at times, so I say all of these things with humility,
with the peace and love in your heart.
The number one thing I thought of that is like no, possessiveness.
Oh God.
Because there is a difference between having your person and like being an equal with someone in an equal partnership, a healthy partnership, and being possessive over them. And there's a line somewhere, because I do want the person I'm dating to feel, I don't know what the lesser word is of that. Like, I want them to care if I'm
to an extent
flirting with someone else, or if someone else is hitting on me, but I don't need that. Crazy jealousy and possessiveness is like such a turn off. And it's actually, I think, disrespectful to, I was going to say the woman, cause I'm thinking of men, but whatever party is being super possessive, you're being disrespectful to your person, because you're basically saying like, I have ownership over you. And that's not okay.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Oh God, no, run the opposite way. It's not cute. They might think it's fucking
not cute.
And a lot of times they're possessive because they're fucking doing shit themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it's kind of like
they're
the calls from
projecting.
coming inside the house.
Yes.
So my first one is not a good relationship with their mother. That is I
thought of that too.
I'm going to preface all of these. Molly and I are unfortunately straight women. We're tragically straight. So we're talking about men here. Like there could be like for our beautiful queer audience who date women or non-binary people, like this could be a whole different ballpark, or not. There's a lot of crossover here. So again, let us know how they differ, how they're like, how they work.
That is a good point though, because you're specifically talking about how they respect women.
Yes. Possessiveness works both ways, 100%.
Yeah.
Not a good relationship with a mother. And I also want to preface this one with context matters. You know what I mean? Like, abuse is real. I still think that it's something to keep your eye. I don't think it has to be, you know what I mean? If there's like abuse and like something that, you know, I think maybe it's a pink flag or a brown flag. You know what I mean? It's something to like keep, your finger on the pulse with, because there could be little things that will jump out at you to let you know that there might be lingering trauma, there might be lingering resentment towards a female figure, someone that will be important in their lives.
Yeah,
and
you
take
can
up a lot of space.
Eventually, if that is directed just at that one person that they had that trauma with, or if they have morphed it into their head as women are this. Because that's the red flag, is when it's like women, a massive generalization based on having a bad relationship or being mistreated by a female authority figure in your life. If that then translates in your head to thinking all women are a certain way, that's dangerous.
Oh,
agreed.
Yeah. And you'll be able to see, like, there'll be little hints of, you know what I mean? Like, does he really like to call, say bitch? You know what I mean? Does he really
Yeah.
say, does he say
Yes.
bitch or slut a lot? You know what I mean? And it could be
Mm-hmm.
joking, but it's not really jokey. You know what I mean? Does
Yeah.
he, I don't know. What's another one that's like, oh, you do not like your mom.
Well, like massive, I think anytime massive generalizations,
Yeah.
negative connotations about women in general are stated in general, but especially to the woman you're dating, if you're going to tell
Yeah.
me about how women are in an unflattering light as a sweeping statement to me, like, what's wrong?
Yep.
Who hurt you?
Yeah, literally. And it's someone.
um,
It's someone. It's someone.
yeah. I said trying to make the other person jealous. So manipulation tactics.
Yes.
I cannot stand game playing. And I know that that's like, some people think that that's like the cat and mouse part of the chase. And like, this is cute. And I'm going to, even something as small as that can be innocent, but as small as like, well, I'm going to wait to text him back because he texted me an hour after I texted him. Even that to me is like, and I have a lot of friends that do that. Like that's not in itself is not like, oh, throw it all in the trash. But I think that's all a game. That's a game. Like if I'm into you, if I'm really into you and I saw your text and I'm here sitting here not doing anything, I'm going to respond. If I saw it and I'm doing something else, I might respond hours later, but I'm not going to be playing this mind game of like, how long do I wait? Okay, I'll send it now. Even that's manipulation. Even if you're not coming from a malicious place, games are just like people play them all the time. And then like tracking specifically, I mean, I've heard women saying like he followed 23 new people today. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay. But like how
it's unhealthy.
It's unhealthy. And it's just like, yeah.
Factor. I will kind of, this is a thing. I am kind of pro games.
Wait, what?
No, that's an exaggeration.
I'm pro games.
No, I'm not pro games. I'm I think there's some things that I think women can get away with more than men. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just, and there's going to be things on there that are like, it's stupid. You know what I mean? That might be, some people might think, that are outdated, but I think, I don't know. There's hills that I'll die on when it comes to, relationship between men and women. And it's all because of the patriarchy and they have the power. Yeah. And,
yes.
It's really hard for fucking women in dating and in life in general, and especially in dating. And, there was this book that my mom and my sister basically kind of raised me with. It was called The Rules.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it is a very outdated book, but there are so many fucking nuggets in that book that like I wouldn't be who I am without it. Like fuck that book, and He's Just Not That Into You.
Really?
Yes, they are basically like, if you don't have self-worth, you're a teenager who's just kind of coming into your own and you don't really know how to advocate for yourself, these books kind of teach you how. And it's very like no nonsense, like do not fucking pay on that first date. And I believe it if he's the one that invited you. I know it's a hard and fast thing. I feel very strongly about it.
Yeah.
I think but games, it's like, it's not, there's nothing in those books about games. I think
it's not really like a game. That's like, you believe that it should be this way.
Yeah. I think it's more of like, I like to be, that's like, He's Just Not That Into You kind of helps you get out of that mindset. Like, of like, he's following so many people, but then you make excuses afterward, but it's fine.
Yes.
Like he's going to reach out to like, because something must have happened and that's probably why, you know what I mean? It gets you out of your head by making so many excuses for that person, because if they wanted to talk to you, they just fucking would. So maybe
that's it.
It's the same thing that we're thinking about. I think I'm just making more excuses for women that do it than men.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know.
Because at the end of the day, I don't know. You're going to do what you want to do. Yeah. And, I was thinking about this today. I'm like, there's reasons, there's validity in saying like, people might not be lying when they say, well, I'm just not ready for this right now, or I'm just, and you're trying to communicate to that person that you're not. But bottom line is, like, you be ready for something if it was the right thing at the right time. Like, and that's such a
Mm-hmm.
broad statement, but you can never say you wouldn't be ready for anything if something that you were moved to follow through with came along.
Yes, 100%. Like if they're going to tell you that they're like, I really can't reach out. Like I'm on a business trip for the next week. I won't really be it. Where are they going to be? In fucking like in a cave in Antarctica? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they can't give you like a couple texts. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's like that bullshit. Like go fuck yourself.
Well,
I think that's what I mean. Like I think like I feel like if you're on the, I guess maybe female side of it, or, I don't want to be so with the gender construct
yeah,
of
but
it all.
that's our dating experience.
Yeah. So take that with a grain of salt. But I think, I don't know. I just find that men had it so easily, and they think that they're so fucking, because women are trusting and forgiving. I feel like men too often have taken advantage of that. And I advocate for women to kind of put their feelers out and their alarms out for, like, you know what I mean? Like if they're not texting me by the end of the day, like I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Like I can't keep doing this. You know what I mean? I don't have it in me anymore, because it's just like actions speak louder than words. Like,
well, and that's what you're saying. I completely agree with. And that's the opposite of playing games. That's just instead of engaging in a game, like, well, he didn't do this, so I'm gonna, you're basically like, no, he's just not into me.
Yeah, I think I just have to, like, you know what? That's fucked up. I need to unpack this. I just equated games for me as boundaries.
Oh, shit. Deep dive.
Uh-oh. That's so funny.
Yeah, but like,
nope, that's just a boundary list.
Yeah. No, they're not playing games. They're just
I'm pro games.
That's so funny. That's interesting though, because women, we're taught to be people pleasers. So when you are setting a boundary, it actually feels like you're manipulating. We are getting somewhere.
I'm warm. That sucks. Oh my God. Like the teenage girl in me just kind of like made that connection. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well,
now I'm like digging into my like teenage girl psyche, like, whoa, like
when did I think I was when I was literally just fucking setting a boundary?
Yeah. Wow. And you're just also afraid of, because we had a whole episode on boundaries. If you haven't listened to that one, that's a really good one. Being afraid to let people down is you abandoning your own boundaries, because it's okay to let people down that you love. It's okay to because that's where we were like, I don't want to let them down though. Like, these are the people I love. It's okay to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
But we are, especially as females, we can only speak as females, but like society teaches us, especially, don't make anyone else uncomfortable. Like, don't make anyone else uncomfortable, and just take it, make sure everyone else is okay, and be polite, and don't let we're just told that all the time. So to the point where, like you said, you set a boundary and you feel like, am I being manipulative? Am I playing a game? No, you're setting a boundary. Wow.
Oh no, I think this is a good thing. We should name this episode Uh-oh. Oh God. Alyssa and Molly have an uh-oh.
Yeah, for the SOS epiphany moment, right? Oh shit.
Yes. Okay,
oh my God.
Let's move on. Okay, I have a few that kind of like coincide with each other, so I'll kind of loop them in. So isolates you.
Yeah.
Like keeps you from your family and friends, but it's like low key. It's not like literally they throw you in a fucking basement somewhere.
But that's
I'm
what
talking
abusive relationships do.
Yeah, low key, like, you know what I mean? You're moving somewhere together and it's all their kind of idea. They shit talk your friends. They shit talk your family, but in like low key, very subtle ways
like
that you don't really
you.
Yes, you don't really realize that. And you know what I mean? Like, oh, let's go to my cousin's wedding. No. You know what I mean? And if they don't go, they kind of like make you feel bad for going without them. It's like, no, please stay with me. And like, you're just realizing that like they're making your whole life about them and their circle, most likely, if you know what I mean. And that's if you don't have your own shit going on and they're keeping you from that and shitting on everything, it's like that's your life. Those are your fucking friends. That's your family.
Yes.
And it could be subtle. It doesn't have to be like fuck them. You know what I mean? So blatantly all the time. Like it can be very subtle. Bad mouths exes.
Yeah.
That's another thing, like the friendship one where it's like, you know, if they badmouth mutual friends, like if they're shitting on their friends, like my last ex was crazy. Ooh,
I know, because I'm like, okay, yes, there's a chance they were, and there's always the exception to the rule, but someone you chose to have that close in your life that you love, that you gave your committed to, and you're talking shit about this person, like
it's most likely how they're going to be talking about you.
Yeah.
And then okay. I'll just say that, and then I'll go into another one that's kind of like groups together, but you go next.
Oh, I said, when a person doesn't display that they love themselves, and this can can be like burying their identity and the ability to take care of others. Cause I've seen this where it's like their whole identity. So it's not like you look at them and it's like a bad it's usually very compassionate, good people, but they over-identify with their ability to be there for others. For example, this is an example of that, but if you really look at it, it's like you're abandoning yourself. Like you are actually not displaying that you can carry that same love into yourself, which eventually either they're going to rely on you fully for it, but that shouldn't be what relationships are for. You need to love yourself fully before you enter into something, and there's a lot of ways people can display that they don't love themselves, whether it's like even down to like hygiene, like you're not taking care of yourself, you're not getting enough. We all do it from time to time. I know when I'm like not taking best care of myself or not really, but if you see it as a pattern of behavior in someone, and it's often well disguised because they take such good care of other people, or they, then they're good people, but it's just like, it's a red flag if your person doesn't know how to love themselves. That's huge.
You know, it's a subtle indication of that, a very subtle one. And this could be its own thing too, but I think they coincide with each other, is when they change their identities with their new partner.
Oh,
If they're
Chameleon.
dating, yes. If they date a painter and all of a sudden they're a fucking artist, all of a sudden if they date a singer and all of a sudden they're like doing backup vocals, you know what I mean?
And their
like,
whole like style, like aesthetic and style changes, and their friend group, the way they talk and the things that they like.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's dangerous.
Changes from relationship. That I think is an indicator of like, you don't know
not even
your
subtle.
identity.
That's a huge red flag.
Yeah. But but I would say like, because I know people that are like this, and I'll like mention it to somebody and be like, holy shit, I didn't realize that. Like it could be fucking subtle if you're not
right. And then
it.
the person that they start dating doesn't know that that's their pattern of behavior, so they're just like, oh wow, they're into the same things as me, so they don't even know necessarily, and you're just like, oh.
Okay, because she was just a rapper last week,
right?
And now she's like, she's going to school for fucking computer science.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this has nothing to do with like your own. Like, people can be jack of all trades and like try anything. But this is like specific to relationships.
Yes.
When you just
morph into who you think they want you to be, or morph into them.
Yes, for validation and because you haven't figured out your identity yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know who Andrew Tate is, or the podcast Fresh and Fit?
No.
Okay, so they are fucking disgusting. They are like super, I wouldn't say alt-right, but like they're in that pipeline, but they're just like extremely misogynistic. Extremely misogynistic. Like they think that like Andrew Tate is someone who's been getting really, really popular, especially with boys right now, and it's really scary.
Oh.
Basically, my red flag is like if they watch Andrew Tate or Fresh and Fit, just ask. You know what I mean? Anybody out there, if you're dating a guy, ask them how they feel about Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, and Joe Rogan.
Oh.
So Andrew Tate literally is really scary. Like he moved to Rome. He used to be a kickboxer, and now he has a podcast, and like he started a fucking pyramid scheme. I want to call it a period scheme. That'll fucking make him feel like shit. A pyramid scheme. But he has these insane fucking takes. And he also just got raided by the police in Romania. He moved to Romania because they're lax on rape laws. He's been open about that. And he was raided by the police because he was holding women from America like against their will. And he's basically kind of a pimp to e-girl. He has all these girlfriends. He's very open about manipulating them to do whatever they want, which is get naked on camera, and he collects the money. Like, he doesn't believe he's like, yeah, my bitch can have an OnlyFans, but I'm getting all the money for it because that's my bitch. It's my bitch. Yeah, like painful takes, and they're getting very popular. Fresh and Fit, they're in the same universe.
No, that's
they're
terrifying.
getting extremely popular right now, and it's really scary. So please be on the lookout for that. Also, when men always refer to women as females, bleh, I hate that shit. Like,
really, I've never.
Yeah, it's a thing. Like when they're just like, oh, females are always like this. Like the female is always like this. That's like you don't. You only see like a scientific, I don't know, representation. You don't see a human being. Like you just don't see women as human. If it's all you say are females are always like this. When you're female, you don't
That's
respect
annoying.
women. Yeah.
I think that was my last read. I mean, I did say emotional vampires, like you had said for the friendship one, actually, like someone who's always going through something and always needing support, but isn't able to lend it. Not at the same time. It's never like an equal. It's give and take. So it's basically like relationships. You know, I need you, then you need me, then I need you, and we like do that. But if there's no back and forth, and they're just always going through something, they're always needing to lean on you, and as much as you love them, like that can't be how it is forever.
No, I agree. I'll go through these ones really fast. Okay, they don't have any close. We can say it. Female friendships. I don't trust that. Why can't you be a friend? Why can't you be friends with a woman unless you're trying, you're not trying to fuck? Their friends are dicks. They judge your hobbies.
That's huge. Oh yeah. These are massive red flags.
No sense of humor. This one's a funny one.
Yeah.
They clap on airplanes or at the end of movies.
Oh, no. Oh, calf tattoos.
Calf tattoos? Really? Oh,
yeah. But it made me think of one that I wanted to throw in. Actually, I put this as a green flag, but I'll add it as a red flag because when they don't, your loved ones, like I said, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but I said it's a green flag when they love your loved ones purely because of who they are to you. They haven't maybe met them yet, or they maybe don't get along with them, or they don't necessarily even like this person, but because you love them, they talk about them with respect.
That's such a good one. That's such a good one.
If they don't do that, that major red flag.
That's such a good one. I didn't think about that. That is true. Because they take your word. They
take your word. Like there's family members. Like I haven't met, like my ex. Like I didn't meet your cousins, but like I would never talk poorly. I love them because they're your cousins because you love them, and I would never say anything poor about them ever because of respect for you and my love for you.
Yeah. 100%.
Unless they're like really abuse, you know what I'm saying? There's exceptions.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah. If you see something, say something. See something, say something. This is my never cries.
Oh, huge red flag. Huge.
And they won't go down on women.
Yes. Also a huge red flag. Okay. Wow, those are really, really good. Really, really good.
Let's do some green.
Yeah, okay. Green. Okay. I said a green flag is knowing their own weaknesses in communication, because you need to be aware of something in order to even work on it. Like I need to know where my, like one time on a first date, a guy asked me like, okay, so what's your weakness in communication? Like a specific area, not just what's your biggest weakness, but like, and I really was like, oh, okay, well, I think I need to be better at this. And he had an answer for his too. And I was like, that's really cool, because if we get into anything, I at least know that you are aware that you do this. When you're in a calm state, not attached to me in any way, you can acknowledge that you do this. So that's a good start. And I need to know what mine is.
That's good. That's all self-awareness. That is like you've unpacked. Yeah. That's evolved.
Yeah, it's evolved.
Nice to wait staff and tips well. Come on
ding,
now.
Ding, ding. Oh my God.
Now.
For real. I have like ended relationships because I'm like, you talk to anyone in the service industry or at a parking lot, like parking lot attendant.
Anybody that's like an hourly fucking worker,
Yes.
like you got to be fucking kidding me. Like you're not alpha, you're not cute.
Yeah. Oh God.
Not cute.
I said, regularly asking questions about how you think or feel versus like the external stuff. The external, like, what did you do today is cool. But like when a guy is like, so how, I'm talking about my day, or like, and how did you feel about that? Or like, oh, what did that make you, like, really like deeper questions that make me actually be like, and makes me feel like you really want to know how my mind works. And I feel seen and like loved when I know that you're trying to understand my mind and how I think, and not just, I know that you didn't like this, but why didn't you like this?
I love that. The follow-ups.
Yeah, the follow-ups. Yeah.
They put the grocery cart back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's cute. That's a good one. I said they ask
it's like, you know, it's a random act of kindness that it's like, I don't know. Obviously you don't have to do it, but you kind of do. You know what I mean? But like that kind of like going the extra mile.
Yes, for something
decency.
Small.
Yeah, you can just tell a lot about a person.
Yeah. And something along those lines that I put is like they ask if you've eaten today. Like not even like necessarily
that's kind of sexy.
But like, yeah, and not even like, oh, I'm gonna make you dinner or whatever, but like checking in on your well-being. Are you taking care of yourself? Have you eaten today?
Yeah.
Like reminding it shows like a deeper value and like concern.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
Said those. Oh, they would go out and buy your tampons or like Plan B or something.
Oh yeah.
They don't feel like,
yes,
I'm not gonna do that. No,
exactly.
Go get my fucking tampons. Go, and you're paying for the Plan B.
Right, exactly. And you're gonna come with me to the counter at the Plan B and not have me like.
Oh, I've literally stayed my ass at home. Be like, you're actually gonna go because I have to suffer through this.
Oh, you're going. Yeah,
you're going.
I said they encourage you to develop pieces of yourself that you may have abandoned out of insecurity or fear, whether that's like pursuing a certain passion that you didn't think you could really do, or anything that really like you loved and then you tucked away in yourself, and they encourage you to bring back out.
Yeah, that is a sign of love.
Real love.
What I mean? Like that is something, again, like not necessarily you have to do, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like, I don't like that is just an extra mile of caring about that person to their core.
Yeah.
They're in therapy. I love that.
Oh yes. Love that.
And they're kind to animals.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's another one. It's like how they treat people says a lot.
Yeah. Very indicative of a lot of things.
Yeah.
I said has a clear perspective on why their past relationships didn't work.
Ooh,
and like what they learned or what they learned from those, what they learned that they want and need, and then what they realized they weren't able to provide. Like if you can really reflect on your past relationships and understand why it didn't work without just going pure blame. Well, she was crazy. Well, she did this. Well, she did, but like dig deeper and why did this end your relationship? You know, like, and what role did you? I just think it's really important to have a clear perspective on that.
I love that one because it's like the exact opposite of the like the fucking bitch was crazy. It's like you actually have that means your relationship is going to be so chef's kiss because he's already done so much work already, or she. I think this goes both ways.
Yeah.
I said they were raised by women.
I love that.
If they were raised by a lot of women in their life, it just, to me, that indicates there is a femininity, a gentleness to them that doesn't have to be. I think that's a poem that it doesn't have to be explained.
Yeah,
you don't have to. I don't know. There's a safety there, you know.
Yeah,
like you don't have to explain a lot of yourself because they get it.
Yeah, I love that. That's really important.
Yeah,
that is really important.
Do you have any?
The last one. Well, I said asking if you've eaten, but even something small like that, which is checking in before and after a big day, whether it's like an interview or a big project you're working on, or something you're really nervous about, just a big day, whether it's good or bad, acknowledging, like checking in the morning, be like, hey, good luck today. And then at the end of it, hey, how did it go? Things that are really important to you in your daily life, that it's just like remembering that it was today and remembering that it's like gonna be a big day, and then wanting to know how it, like, those are so sweet.
I love those.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you don't know, you never know what kind of day you're having, and like it can make all the difference. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I have a couple more. How many left do you have left?
No, that was it.
Okay, so my last ones are, they give you the window seat or aisle seat on the plane. Whatever your
Yes.
preferences, they'd be willing to change with you.
That reminded me of one when they know the sidewalk rule. When they walk on the street side of the sidewalk, whenever you're like walking down the street, they make sure they buffer you between you and the street.
Oh my God.
And I never
didn't even realized that. Is that something newer that you realized is a thing?
No, so this is really interesting, and this is only my experience, so I am open to this conversation because I don't know if this is true at all. But I haven't dated a white guy in like 11 years, I will say that. But I never experienced white men doing that, I will say. But I don't know if that's really a thing. And I've had this conversation with other girls. Yeah, so I'm like, I've had this conversation with girlfriends of mine about this. Like, is this a cultural thing? And also, my brother's white, and I don't think he's ever done this. Like, we wasn't taught to do this. So I'm like, is this a cultural? I don't know, but it's a very like protective without being like no possessive, no like territorial. It's like, it's really sweet. And it's like opening the door. It's hot. And it's just like in the mid conversation, like while you're talking, they're like, oh, sorry, and switch sides. And in the middle, and I love it. It's so cute.
Because it's so subtle.
Yes.
And it's like, that's like an alpha move.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really fuck beta and alpha. I don't subscribe to that, but I guess.
No, but that's hot. That's just like, hot. Okay, you're like protective without insinuating that I can't take care of myself. You're just saying you like want to.
You recognize your power and your place, and that's that's it.
So cute.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's also, I think, a self-aware thing. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said calm driver.
Ooh,
you know, and
props
then,
to Ryan. Is Ryan a calm driver?
All right. He is, and he has his moments. We're working through them together, but yes, he has his moments. But I think in general, I think it's just a green flag.
Yeah, agree.
Because it's like a really stressful thing, and if they can keep their calm there, that means that they can keep their calm in times of intense stress, like, which is going to be important when you guys fight.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep. I mean, we could have another one. I mean, there's so many more.
There's so many, like, because there's like the more philosophical, deeper ones, and then there's the small, surfacey things that aren't really small. There's so many. I did put, which I guess I'd mentioned earlier, the people you love become important to them just because you love them. Just because you love them. They don't need any other reasons.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. Amen.
Well, guys, that is our red flag, green flag on relationships. Again, if you agree, disagree, let us know at the SOS Pod on Instagram, SOS with Molly and Alyssa on YouTube. Let us know kindly. And subscribe to us on Apple Podcast and Google and Spotify, and rate and review us because it helps us reach more people.
And Patreon is about to go the fuck off, because let me just tell you, the merch that Alyssa and I are drafting up right now is next level, and you guys are going to want some of this. And we've been teasing it for so long, but like it's in the works now, and just wait. So Patreon members are going to get first access to, and like special sales. Like you're going to get more. If you're a Patreon member, you can be one for $3 a month, $7 a month, or $11. It really helps us out. And yeah, I'm Molly Cottrell.
I'm Alyssa Rosano.
Here's to turning meltdowns
into magic.